Good evening and welcome to RTD's English News Edition. Coming up, the President of the Republic condemns the terrorist attack in Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso. As well in the national news, the Vice President of the RPP party launches the Summer University for the executive of the RPP within the third. Those are the top stories, and thanks for joining us in our newsroom. The President of the Republic expresses his solidarity and compassion to its counterpart of the Burkina Faso. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has addressed yesterday, Monday, a message of solidarity to Mr. Roch Marc Christian Cabre, his counterpart of Burkina Faso, a country hit by a new terrorist attack, which has cost in the night from Sunday to Monday 20 dead and injured many more. In his message, the President of the Republic has strongly condemned these terrorist attacks aimed to the sister nation and friend of Burkina Faso. The people and the government of Djibouti join me to express their sympathy and compassion to the sister nation of Burkina Faso in the terrible trial of this new tragedy, wrote the President Guelleh. There is no doubt that Burkina Faso has paid a high price for its participation in the program to fight against extremism. He has noted before calling the free nations of the world to meet the challenge of a solitary fight dedicated to the triumph of the state of law on the terrorists. The President of the Republic has in the same day, Monday, sent a message of solidarity and compassion to his counterpart of Sierra Leone, Mr. Ernest Bekorohan. In which the country deplores the death of several hundreds of people as a result of deadly slaughter that took place on Monday. The Vice President of the RPP party, Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, has launched this morning in the third the training work of the Summer University for officials of the RPP. The Summer University of the RPP is the first in the political landscape of the country. After 40 years of independence, it is for the Green Party to open a new era of its history and to be in tune with the innovation. The opening of the fourth meeting of the university has seen the participation of senior executives of the RPP, and the Summer University will gather intellectuals, academic researchers or other actors of the civil society for sessions of conferences, debates and workshops, including training from the militants and sympathizers of the party RPP. It is the opportunity to consolidate the strength of the party around the themes of the next election campaign. A commission has been established to implement this project of the Summer University, and at the opening, the Vice President of the RPP party, Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, announced that democracy prevails in our country after 4 years of independence. The Minister of Health, Dr. Jami Al-Moki, has sent a message of gratitude to the foundation for the granting of free of charge 12 containers of drugs in a market value of $6 million for the benefit of the Ministry of Health. The gaining of this important donation by the Saudi NGO intervened following the mission of work that had made the Minister of Health last September 25 in Saudi Arabia. Indeed, the foundation of the King Salman, referred to as King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, had issued in February and July 2017 nearly 1.5 tons of drugs and medical supplies, which was received by the Central Purchasing of Drugs and Basic Equipment CAM. Since its creation in May 2015 by the King Salman bin Abdulaziz, custodian of the two holy mosques, the Center for Humanitarian Aid worked considerably for support and meet the needs of the people of Yemen and Somalia. It should also be noted that the foundation of the King Salman holds to its assets many successful projects in several areas such as food security, healthcare, housing, sanitation, water, environment and agriculture programs. And in his interview granted to our reporter, the Minister of Health has not failed to point out that it was a perfect testimony of the personal commitment of the King Salman of Saudi Arabia and the Her Prince Mohammed ibn Salman in favor of strengthening the relations of cooperation that exists between our two fraternal countries, particularly in the health sector. This gift of medicine, which is intended to help the most needy of our families, the inhabitants of the regions, constitute an additional and strong link of the long chain of multifaceted solidarity that binds our two peoples, he has recalled. The Minister of Health has then indicated the various projects of his department with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and reiterated its full satisfaction with the exemplary nature of cooperation between the Republic of Djibouti and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Minister has moreover explained that these fraternal relations are the fruits of the enlightening policy of the President of the Republic, Ismail Margeli. In the framework of the strengthening the infrastructure of telecommunications, the Minister of Communication responsible for postal and telecommunications, Abdi Yusuf Suge, held this morning a high-level meeting with the Minister of Postal Telecommunication Technology of the Republic of Somalia, Abdi Ashur Hassan, accompanied by the Minister Delegate to the positions Abdullah bin Noor, and in the presence of Mr. Adan Hassan Adan, Ambassador of Djibouti in Somalia. This meeting also saw the participation of the Secretary General of the Ministry of Communication, Ahmed Yusuf Ilmi, and the Director General of Djibouti Telecom, Mohammed Assoubi Bouha. In addition, several senior executives of the various departments were present, and during this meeting, several key points have been discussed on the state of progress of Cable Dare, a Djibouti Africa Regional Express project initiated in 2015. This cable is intended to respond to the growing needs of the region and to consolidate the comparative advantage of Djibouti in the area of telecommunications. The Minister of Somalia Telecommunication has welcomed its presence in the broader country and thanked the Republic of Djibouti for its sustained efforts in the construction of peace in Somalia, in particular with the Hill Army battalions. As for the Minister of Communication, Abdi Yusuf Suge has stressed the importance to find themselves once again to the sides of its Somali brothers, and said he is delighted by the prospect to strengthen and deepen the relations, in particular in the field of telecommunications and postal. Today, he said the strengthening of this partnership through the development of information technology and communication is a real asset for the region. He has explained and expressed very honored to receive his counterpart of Somalia, whose visit was long awaited. He explains as well that the technologies of the information represent a considerable challenge in peer-to-peer transformation, which wants to be the cradle of partnership between Djibouti and the Federal Republic of Somalia. After the meeting with the Djiboutian Minister of Communication, the Somali delegation, led by the Minister of Communication of Somalia, has carried out an official visit in the premises of Djibouti Telecom, located in Haramous. They were accompanied by officials of the two institutions, where presentations have been made on the digital capabilities on the technical infrastructure of Djibouti Telecom. The project of the new submarine cable zero optical fiber called DARE have been discussed with the delegation of Somalia, who appreciated the capabilities of Djibouti Telecom. But elsewhere, the delegation of Somalia and its minister have had discussions with the responsible for postas of Djibouti. Concerning the Hajj 2017, after 2 days spent in Medina, the first group of Djiboutian pilgrims have taken Sunday and yesterday morning, Monday, the direction of Mecca, where they will continue the religious duties of the Hajj. Under the supervision of the pilgrimage committee, the 5 VIP buses transporting the pilgrims stop in front of the 4 buildings used for accommodation to the pilgrims. 2 groups of pilgrims have already taken direction to Saudi Arabia to perform their pilgrims, and this morning the 3rd group has taken the airplane to the city of Medina, where they will join Mecca. This year, 1,100 pilgrims Djiboutians will conduct the Hajj. And moving on to the interior regions, the institution Diwana Zaka has conducted the distribution of the first installment of the sponsorship of the year 2017, including Dekhil yesterday morning. More than 76 children orphans have been able to benefit in presence of their parents, and was present as well at the ceremony the Deputy Prefect of Fuad Abubakar Muhammad, the Deputy Director of the Diwana Zaka Ilmi Abdullahi Adar, and ulamas as well as parents of students. The population of Wema is mobilized to rehabilitate the road Randa, Poli and Adelu. This road was difficult to access and the journey lasted for a long time. To remedy the situation, the population has taken the yard in hand to clear the road last Friday with material means consisting trucks and hammers for the large rocks. The population wants to show its commitment to improve the conditions of the population, an example to follow. More than 100 young people have participated in the work, which have lasted from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. The road was very bad between the place said Soma and Aden to Daba. The movement lasted several hours. The ambulance had difficulties to evacuate the patients, according to the testimony of a paramedic of Tujara, Mr. Aduit Hassan. These rehabilitation works will take place every Friday during the month of August. Sports news. In the framework of the national tournament Super League Pasta Maida, the second day has opposed yesterday the University of Djibouti in the Telecom Assas against the team of the Republican Guard. The first match has been opposed by the team of the RCMBA against the University of Djibouti, a very beautiful delivery in the two ranking. The two teams were equalized by a score of one purpose everywhere. The Gendarmerie and the team from the University of Djibouti are therefore 4th and 5th in the general ranking of this tournament. The Super League Pasta Maida in the second match has opposed the team of the Assas Telecom and the team GRC. In addition, the Assas Telecom has beaten by a score of 3-1 against the GR, and the tournament Super League Pasta Maida is scheduled the next Friday at 5 p.m. On the international news, at least 312 people were killed and more than 2,000 left harmless on Monday when heavy flooding hit Sierra Leone capital of Freetown, leaving excavators to pull bodies from rubble and overwhelming the city's morgues. Red Cross spokesman Patrick Masekwa said the death toll was 312 but could rise further, and as his team continued to survey disaster areas in Freetown and tally the number of dead. Sierra Leone is one of the poorest countries in the world according to UN indicators. Many more of the dead were taken to private morgues, and President Ernest Bai Koroma said in an address to the nation broadcast on television late Monday that an emergency response center had been established at Rejan, at the worst affected area. He appealed to unity from a nation still struggling with the legacy of Ebola in a long civil war. And in the United States, in the wake of the violence that led to 3 deaths and 19 injured during and after a planned white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, and on Saturday, a White House spokesperson said on Sunday that President Donald Trump condemns all forms of violence, bigotry, and hatred, including white supremacy. The news statement on Sunday comes a day after the president was widely criticized for not explicitly condemning white supremacy in his remarks, and the president himself has still not addressed the information directly. On Saturday, white nationalists held a riot rally to protest the city of Charlottesville decision to remove the status of Confederate General Robert E. Lee from Emancipation Park downtown. They were met with hundreds of counter-protests, and fights quickly broke out, which led Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe to declare a state of emergency. And that's all for tonight's news. Thanks for following us on RTD, and have a good night.